Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Jordy and I'm here to do a general tarot card reading for the Pisces Collective. We're just going to jump right in and do a 10 card tarot spread using the Smith-Waite deck, and then we'll possibly clarify some things. We'll look through the individual card pairings and see what type of messages are coming through for Pisces today. So thank you so much for liking, sharing, commenting below, and subscribing to my channel. I appreciate all of your love and support, especially those of you who are leaving positive comments. I really appreciate those. And yeah, even the negative comments, help my videos reach more people, so I'll even say thank you for those. Although I have made the decision to hide negative comments if they are personally directed towards me, just because I feel like that doesn't help anybody else on the channel. But if it's criticism or just a negative comment that's not personally directed towards me, I don't really care, but I just will, yeah, that's just a decision I've made recently. We've got the Empress card here. We also have the Ten of Pentacles. Ooh, that's a nice card combo. We have the King of Cups. In the recent past, we have the Four of Swords. We also have the Page of Swords in the distant past. We have the World card in the future. We have the Moon card representing you, Pisces, or a viewer. You don't have to be a Pisces to enjoy these readings. They are geared towards Pisces, though. We have the Knight of Cups in your environment. We have Temperance. That's in the Fears and Desires position. And the outcome is the Ace of Swords, with the King of Pentacles underneath the bottom of the deck. Okay. There's been a waiting period here. There's been a healing period. I feel like I'm talking to somebody in this reading who may be part of a like they may be married or in a long-term relationship already. If not, this is talking about family, with the Ten of Pentacles being here. It feels like information about what somebody was personally healing from or going through when it comes to their struggles. Maybe it's physical health, maybe it was mental health, maybe it just was struggles with the material world. A lot of that information was either blocked or, described or gossiped about or communicated about in an indirect way. And it was never really clear what the full picture was of what somebody was going through while they were going through it. So even though there may have been support within a relationship, whether it was the person who was going through this, maybe it was you, Pisces, didn't communicate fully what you were going through to your partner or to your family, or maybe the information you did communicate wasn't enough, or the other people had their own background stories in their minds of what was really going on and talking about it with other people, and it just feels like you weren't on the same page when it comes to what you've gone through or what your person's gone through. And but there's love there. There's there's support. Kind of a little bit of a tough love energy, actually, with that King of Cups being here. An energy of like, well, Pisces or this person will heal, on their own terms. They don't need my help. I just need my space, my acceptance. You know, it's almost as if you were left to your own devices, Pisces, to heal in your own capacity, when in fact this kind of like compartmentalized you in some way, kind of put you in a little bit of a box. And yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this, to be honest. I'm picking up on this anyway. I just feel like it was almost like you had to heal behind closed doors. Like, go take care of that, Pisces, on your own. I don't know. You're coming out the other side, though. You're coming out the light at the end of the tunnel with this World card here. You're reaching a completion point in the future, the upcoming future, where with the outcome being the Ace of Swords reversed and the future position being the World card, that's an interesting combo. So on one hand, you're reaching completion, you're feeling liberated from this healing process, but on the other hand, with the Ace of Swords being reversed, I'm feeling like you're getting ready to give up on something. I don't know if you're giving up on a goal that you had, or if you're giving up on a relationship. That's what I'm getting. It's like you're coming out of this healing process that you felt like you were put in a box, that you were told to heal behind closed doors, or that was just the status quo. And you're coming out a little bit disturbed by that on the other side, a little bit disgruntled, a little bit like with a bad taste in your mouth with this moon reversed. Everything looks like it's better. Everything looks like it's fine, but then there's the way that you were treated along the way. So it's almost as if you're taking that sword that usually talks about truth and empowerment and a yes answer, and you're plunging it, because it's reversed, down into the ground. You're dropping the sword and you're walking away. Almost like a Five of Swords energy, where it's just like, I've got nothing left to say in this dynamic. And you need to follow your heart, Pisces. You need to follow what your heart's telling you. And your hearts might be telling you that you're not going to get what you need from the current environment or relationships or job that you're in. Not saying that you have to leave them behind, but maybe there's something else out there that you need instead. Like a community, a support group, or maybe even a new relationship for some of you. I actually feel like strangers or friends that were kind of like maybe just friends from work or friends from school have been more giving and understanding and connected to you than people who have been in your life for a very long time. This is liberating you, Pisces, in some way, because sometimes we get concreted and cemented into our relationships, and we don't realize how little growth there is amidst all that concrete, all that stability, all that loyalty, that obligation, that respect, all those things that concrete can kind of indicate. Where really you're meant to grow in the wild, naturally, amongst peers that acknowledge your situation and embrace you for where you're at that time, instead of waiting for you to heal and get better so that they can be with you again. Yeah. So we have the Empress and the World card. Two beautiful cards. It just kind of shows like there's self-worth, self-value here. You're reaching a point where you're closing a chapter, and you're realizing that there's so much more out there. There's so much more growth. There's so much more love. There's so much more abundance. And instead of sitting there waiting for it to come to you from places that you know it hasn't been coming from, in the World card, it's about like putting yourself out there and finding it and connecting to it, meeting it halfway. So with the Ten of Pentacles and the Moon, now the Empress and the Ten of Pentacles, even the King of Cups, I don't know about other tarot readers out there, but I find those cards particularly difficult to read because they represent such healed and positive energies. But then I'm picking up on these undertones from the other cards in the reading where it's not as healed, it's not as positive. So sometimes the light coming from cards can blind you in a reading. You can see the Ten of Pentacles and the Empress card and be like, oh my god, abundance is raining in for Pisces. This is super positive, you know? And I'm not here to like cast shadows over beautiful cards, but what immediately drew my attention was this Four of Swords Temperance card combo, this Ace of Swords reversed, this Page of Swords reversed. You know, and that's where I've channeled most of my messages from today. The Moon reversed is not a good card either. The Moon reversed is what you don't see behind the Ten of Pentacles, and that's what those two cards are paired together here today. So Ten of Pentacles is kind of like this perfect picture of like money and health and family and longevity and long-term partnership and all of that. Yet the Moon reversed is kind of like an emptiness, a shakiness, a shadow behind that we don't see, and it's being revealed now. If the Moon was upright, it would be kind of like a secret or something that's staying hidden. With it being reversed, it sometimes represents a new moon or something where everything's revealed. So that's what I'm kind of getting here, is that you're aware now, you've got some awareness of what was hidden behind a perfect picture, you know? And the King of Cups with the Knight of Cups, normally the King of Cups trumps the Knight of Cups because it's like the king, the master, versus the person who's still figuring things out with the Knight of Cups. But I feel like you, Pisces, the person who's still figuring things out, are in a healthier state than this King of Cups, because this King of Cups here is kind of wedged between a Ten of Pentacles, which doesn't really change, and the Four of Swords, which is all about accepting things for the way that they are, even when they're not great. It's kind of like a card of compromise, of surrender when it's not really healthy, you know? So the Knight of Cups is kind of challenging this King of Cups and saying, hey, there's more out there if you just get out of your chair and get back on your horse. And there's just stagnancy in some of these cards today. So I also feel like in your deepest and darkest period, Moon card reversed here, Four of Swords, Temperance, of your healing period, you might have felt really lost, really disconnected, really disassociated, really in pain even. And it's almost as if you were kind of tucked away, so that this pain, this confusion, this disassociation wouldn't have to be felt fully by some of the close people around you, because they couldn't handle it. It's not that it's their fault, it's just like they couldn't handle it. But because of it, it's that action of not being able to handle some of your darker, shadowy parts, Pisces, is that they weren't there for some of the light moments as well, like the sun card moments in your life that were part of this healing process as well. But then there's strangers, perfect strangers, or distant friends or friends that you're not that close with along the way, or even family members that would surprise you, who are there for you during these shadow moments and also during these bright and sunny moments in your life. Life is a mix of both. And it's like these strangers got more of an experience of your life than the people who are closest to you. So just because they were willing to be there at that raw edge of the sword, I guess. That's what we've got the Four of Swords and the Temperance card. That's just a powerful combo for healing, but it also, I've talked a lot about it already, so I won't explain that card combo too much. But there's the Page of Swords reversed, and there's the Ace of Swords reversed. This is when something's not sitting right with you intellectually, logically. It's like, this doesn't make sense. People are not understanding me, and even after coming out of a process at the end of the tunnel, light at the end of the tunnel, world card type of energy, they still don't understand me. Ace of Swords is reversed. Yet you've had this Knight of Cups being presented to the Temperance card, this support, this love, from unknown sources, Moon card behind the Knight of Cups. So it's interesting. Anyway, that's how I would explain how I'm reading some of these cards today. But overall, I would say it's just food for thought. Like, you might be coming out of this outcome. This outcome being the Ace of Swords reverse is kind of the most interesting part of the reading, because it's kind of like you're saying, that's it, That wasn't a cool experience to go through. That estranged support that you had. So maybe you're off to seek more intimate relationships moving forward. Alright, that's what I've got for reading, Pisces, and I'll see you again soon. Or at least with that Ace of Swords, I will say this, challenging that with your people who you're close with, who kind of were there and a little bit complacent during that time, or sleepy or whatever, and just calling it out and kind of saying, like, I want better than that, and maybe admitting where you may have done some of that to some of them as well, because it goes both ways. Alright, that's what I've got for your reading, Pisces, and I'll see you again soon.